today. This is going to be my roommate from hell video / roommates. Might be a long-winded video, it might not. I don't know how I'm going to tell this story, so let's just get straight into it and see how it turns out. Right from the beginning, last year me and my dad were looking at different student housing around my university campus, and there were quite a few options, but I didn't really think of any other options apart from that, because that was just like the norm to me. I didn't really know many people who went to university, so I didn't really ask any advice or anything, but it was the norm to go to student halls. So I thought, you know what, it's a chance to make new friends in the area, and it's with freshers and everything. I'm going to be right in the action and all that kind of stuff. I'd heard good and bad things about living in halls, and I just thought, I'm a neat person, but I thought to myself, if I keep my room neat, other people will have common sense in keeping the kitchen neat. I was wrong. I kind of was a bit naive and thought that everybody was brought up to be respectful of other people and neat, and you know, you can be a typical student without being dirty. So when I was living at home, I was neat like around the house, but I wasn't neat in my room. But I knew once I'd actually moved into my own sort of area, because it was a lot smaller than my room at home, I'd be a lot neater, and I'd be kind of obsessed with it because I'd realised I had a dust allergy then as well. So that's why I'm always sniffling in my videos, because of dust allergy, and I try and sweep and I try and dust, but it doesn't really work. Harry likes to keep the windows open as well, so like pollen and stuff gets in, and you know, I've constantly got the sniffles. So where was I? I didn't really consider living on my own either, because I thought that would isolate myself from other people. At the time, Harry had gone to a different university way across the country, 9 hours bus ride, so I was by myself and I wasn't moving with anyone I knew. We chose one. We looked at the different ones. I thought, choose that one. It's not too close to campus that it's stupidly more expensive than the rest of them, but it looks decent enough, it's got good security and all that kind of stuff. So my cousin, who'd been to university, I don't know why I didn't ask her different options, I think she went to student halls. She said, go on Facebook and find like groups, and like put a post on the university group saying, oh, who's in this so-and-so accommodation and who's studying this so-and-so course. And it took me a little while, but I found someone who was in exactly the same flat as me, and there was 5 of us in a flat, so it was us 2 and then 3 other people, yeah. And we got on really well. I'm not gonna use her name, I'm just gonna say she and her. So yeah, it was a girl. And the other one that I didn't get on along with was a girl as well. The 2 guys were fine. They were so like laid back and neutral and cleaned up after themselves. I didn't give a shit, these girls. Started talking, me and this girl, on Facebook. Oh, what are you studying? We're studying different courses. Oh, you living in the same flat? Cool, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna like share clothes, we're gonna get ready together, we're gonna have a great freshers and all that kind of stuff. And when we moved in, I moved in first. We moved in on the same day. September? I'm not sure. So we moved on the same day, but I was there a couple of hours earlier. So my room was all set up, and it was just me and my parents kind of chilling before they left me. Not left me, but before they went home. A bit of music, you know, not too loud, just sort of playing a bit of music, trying to settle in, because it was just me there in the flat, and it was nice and clean. I mean, the flat was nice enough. I liked the layout and everything. Oh. Hello, Hayley. She's the one who sorted my hair. Still needs a bit of toning, but it's cool. I was the only person in the flat. The flat layout was nice enough. The kitchen was nice enough. It had like full top to bottom windows, and it was nice. We had a nice view and everything like that. And I just thought, okay, the people that are going to move in here, they're going to want to keep the place clean, because obviously you don't want to live in dirt, but not everyone's like that apparently. The girl comes in with her parents, and they're really lovely, and my parents and her parents are talking, and she's a little bit shy, but I'm trying to be not so shy. So I'm like, hi, you alright? Are you okay? How are you feeling? Like, because obviously we're moving out for the first time and it's all new and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, check my room out. Oh, your room is obviously not done yet because you've only just come through the door. Started talking and stuff. What was slightly strange was when she was in her room, her mum kind of mentioned slightly that she thought it was a bit weird how me and her got along so well on Facebook, because she doesn't normally do that sort of thing. But hey, each to their own. And I was like, okay, cool. Didn't find it weird at the time. Got along pretty well for freshers, basically. She said weird things when we were out drinking. I mean, I don't drink now because I don't see the point anymore. But when we were doing freshers and stuff and we were out drinking, she'd say weird things like, oh, don't want to dance near them. And I'd be like, why? And she'd be like, oh, they're too pretty. And I'd be like, I'm not big-headed or anything, but are you trying to say that I'm not pretty? Sort of say, oh, let's invite some people over for a flat party, or let's try and make some friends on a night out. She'd be a bit like, oh. And I thought, oh, okay. At the time I thought, oh, fair enough, you know, you're a bit shyer than I am. I'm trying to get out there and make friends and that kind of thing. But she wasn't really into it, and I thought, oh, fair enough, you know, I'll do things your way. If you're not comfortable with sort of being a bit more out there, then whatever. I'm not bothered. But then on another night out, she'd say, we'd be dancing, she'd say, let's get away from them. And I'd be like, why? And it was just like a group of guys and they were just dancing and whatever. And she'd be like, oh, he's black, or oh, he's Asian. And I'd be like, thinking in my head, fucking hell, what's wrong with you? Like, firstly, we're in a city where there's lots of different cultures, lots of different races. You know, it's not predominantly white. Why did you move here? Obviously, I don't give a shit what colour skin you have or what race you are, or anything like that. I don't care. I literally couldn't give two shits. Yeah, so that was a bit strange. Red flags were like popping up, but I was trying to like push them down because, you know, I thought, okay, we have some differences, but, you know, I don't have to be friends with you for this whole year, but let's just get through this because let's be civil because we live in the same flat. And I was thinking, oh, you're not my kind of person if you're discriminatory towards that sort of thing. And I was thinking, oh dear. Went along as normal, kind of. She was showing like other weird red flags as well. Like, she'd have conversations with me about the fact that past friends that she'd had and just things she didn't like, and she was quite clingy and stuff like that. It was a bit strange, really. And like, I took her to I didn't take her, but I got invited to a friend's sort of flat party, and I said to the other friend, oh, can I bring her along? That'd be quite cool if I brought her along. She was like, yeah, cool, bring her along. I did, and she like, obviously when you go to a flat party in freshers, you're like only know the one person that's invited you. So that was my case. I only knew that one person and I only knew her. So I was kind of in the same boat as her, so I introduced her to her. And that was that. And I tried to like mingle around the flat and like make friends, and everyone was super friendly. No one was nasty or anything, but she kind of just clung to my side. And can you hear Harry on PlayStation? Anyway, so she was a bit like that, and then I don't know, she seemed a bit bitchy. Anyway, so then this big hoo-ha came along where Harry rang me up one day and he said, I really don't like my university, Mel. This is when university had started and freshers was over. I was like, he was like, I really don't like my university, Mel. What's your university like? Because the university that he'd gone to was his first choice, mine was his second choice, and this one was my first choice, and his was my second choice. Because we like to be awkward like that. Anyway, so I told him all about this university, and he came to visit, and just long story short, he chose to come here. So in the space of like a weekend, he packed up his stuff and moved here. And he moved to different halls because the flat there was one flat available at my halls, and there was one flat available at the halls he chose, and he didn't like the flat at my halls. Since I mentioned to the girl that he might be moving over, she literally turned green. Well, she theoretically turned green, like jealousy green. She was like, oh, he's coming here. And I was like, yeah, like excited, like my boyfriend's coming to my university, how cool is that? And she was just like, oh, he's coming here, so he's going to be with you all the time, so he's going to want to come out with us all the time, and you're just going to leave me alone. And I was like, no, obviously I'm going to spend time with him as well, but I'm still going to spend time with you. Like, do you want me all to yourself? Because that ain't gonna happen. Like, we're at university, there's so many students. Anyway, so it went all downhill from there. And I tried to invite him sometimes along to like festivals and stuff that we'd go to, events. Like, not all the time, I'd still go out with her, like I'd still go out for lunch with her and all that kind of stuff, and I'd still spend time in the flat with her. She was just really funny. She buddied up even more with one of the guys in the flat, who I was friends with anyway. I really got along with him. He's so nice. He's still nice to this day. But she buddied up more with him. And then I could tell that she developed a hatred for me. So pathetic. I'm just like, why? Why would you do that? Like, I was so laid back. I never called her out on her racism. I never called her out on being the way she was. I was just laid back and like, I don't know, she just turned really weird. Like, one thing that happened, like, as we slowly started to like not become friends, I wasn't really friends with her in the first place, but as we slowly started not to become like nice, I was still civil. I'd still smile at her smile at her in the hallway and that kind of thing. Because obviously if you're sharing the same kitchen, you can't be completely like ignoring each other. I'd still say hi, and I'd still say hi on the street as well. She was just really funny. And like, I borrowed a dress off her. In fact, I didn't even borrow it. She gave it me. She said, this doesn't fit me anymore, it's too short, because she was taller than me. It's too short, have it. And then after we weren't friends anymore, she messaged me on Facebook, even though her door was like this far away from mine. She messaged me on Facebook going, I want that dress back. I need that dress back. And I was like, it's at home, like it's home, like where I come from. And she was like, well, I want it back. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, are you sure? You're gonna be waiting a long time for it? And she was like, yeah, I want it back. And I was like, you gave it me? I hadn't even worn it, but it might look nice. So I was like, you gave it me? And she was like, no, I want it back. So I got it back from home, and I put it in a bag. I left it outside a door. I went back to my room. I heard her open a door and bring the bag in. She messaged me on Facebook going, thanks for leaving a stain on it. You kidding, bitch? I hadn't even worn it. I went, oh, okay, if you say so. I haven't even worn it. Hasn't even left the wardrobe. Like, I haven't chucked like fucking food in my wardrobe, have I? And she was like, Kay, I clearly haven't, with one of those crying smiley faces. It's like, you pathetic woman. Weird things like that happened. And like, there was an incident in the kitchen where, because no one else would take the bins down, I was the only one who took the bins down. I went on kind of like a strike of not taking the bins down to see if anyone else would do it. There was literally like 5 bin bags in the kitchen. One of them was open to put new shit in. So I went in, because I'd eaten my food in my room, which I really didn't want to do because I'm just not dirty like that. Anyway, so I put my food in the bin and I went round to wash my pots, because I cleaned my pots straight after I used them. Didn't just leave them around like everyone else. apart from the two guys, they cleaned them up straight away. So I went to clean my pots. And she said to the nice guy, because they were sitting at like the breakfast bar kind of thing, look what she's done. She's left it on the floor. And I just ignored her, like, are you talking about me? Like, why don't you just say, oh hey Mel, you know, it's fallen out the bag. And I washed my pots and I put it away. And I turned round and it had fallen out the bag. And I was like, normally I'd clean that up, but I'm just gonna fucking leave it. Because you pigs leave the shit everywhere. You literally leave bread to mould, chicken out the fridge, fucking raw on the side, raw as shit, just shit everywhere. I'll just wind her up and leave it. That's the only time I actually did something, like purposely, to piss her off. As I went out the door, she went, look, she's just walked past it. What a dirty bitch. Or something along those lines. I just turned around and went, what? What? And she went, you've just left it on the floor. And you could see in her face that she was fucking nervous. Because she had no guts about her at all. And I didn't want to scare her. Like, that's not what I'm about. So I just was blunt with her. I went, well, you pig's just not talking about the guy, but he knew I wasn't talking about him. I just went, well, you pigs leave shit everywhere, don't you? There you go. And yeah. And she was just like, oh, I was like, fucking hell. Like, I've met your parents. They haven't brought you up like this. Why have you turned into a twat? The room. And I didn't talk to her from then. I didn't say hi or anything. And she like blocked me on Instagram and blocked me on Facebook, and then she'd message me the next day going, you're so vile, Mel, you're so horrible. And I'd be like, just let it go. Just let it go. It was just really weird. And briefly, I'll talk about the other girl. Basically, she didn't do anything directly to me, apart from try and have a go at me once, and then she shut up because I just told her how it is. It was super, super loud. Literally, like, was on the phone to her friends all the time, screaming down the phone. She didn't have, like, an inside voice. She'd the messiest. She'd literally, like, eat in a room and then bring all the pots out and then just leave them on the side. And a couple of times I'd wash everyone's pots and just be like, I can't be arsed, I'll just wash everyone's pots and just leave them to dry so they can put them away. They wouldn't move. So I left a note. Little did I know how fucking notes piss people off. Left a note going, can someone clean up, or this, I don't know, I might have even swore, this fucking mess, please clean it up, because none of it was mine. And in the end, I even took all my bowls and all my plates and all my food into my room just to be like, this kitchen has nothing to do with me, and I wouldn't even cook there. I'd just go to Harry's to cook. So yeah. Fucking spilt tea. Sorry I'm swearing so much in this video, it just pisses me off. Oh, Jesus Christ, what do I... Yeah, so this girl would use the oven, use the microwave, leave raw chicken on the side, fucking just everything. Wouldn't hoover, wouldn't sweep. I'd never saw her clean in my life. So I left this note going, please clean up the fucking mess or something like that, because I was just pissed off. And if everyone else was going to treat me like shit, then why can't I put fucking on a fucking note? So she came in while I was sat there with the other guy. The other girl was out. Sat there with the nice guy. I didn't really talk to the other guy, because there was 5 of us. I didn't really talk to the other guy, apart from when he came in and said, hey, how are you, blah, blah. Anyway, this other guy, we were just sitting in the kitchen. And then it was there. And I was like, oh, fuck, shit's gonna go down. So she came in, read the note, and went, she literally shouted like, who wrote this? And I just raised my hand like, me. It was me. Just started, she shouted, she was so pissed off. She was like, how dare you, how dare you? Literally was just like, how dare you? Just shouting at me. And she tried to get really close to me, and I just stood up, and I was taller than her, and I just stood up and just stood there like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. If you hit me, call police if you try and grab like some sort of weapon. You know, someone's here to see what's going on. So stood up and went, look, here's the deal, not trying to be nasty, you never clean the oven, you never clean the microwave, you never take bins down, and also, while you're here, you're so fucking loud next to my room, I can't sleep, I'm stressed out. She went crazy, and I'm not a neat freak. I just clean the sides when I'm done with them and take the bins down when it's fucking full. And I didn't use their fridge. I had my own fridge in my room because I can't like cross-contaminate my food because I've got celiac disease. And at the time I thought I was lactose intolerant as well, so I had like different food. So I didn't use their fridge, but I checked the fridge every so often just to see how fucking dirty they were, and it was disgusting. It was like mouldy food and everything. Screaming at me. She was like, how dare you, how dare you? I recorded her on my phone as well. Yeah, so that was fucking crazy. She quietened down though, and she cleaned up after herself after that, so I think she realised. And I just went, why don't I literally, I remember this bit, I went, why don't you clean the oven? She was like, I don't know how. And I was like, well, my mum never showed me, okay? If yours didn't, fucking Google it. I've cleaned the oven before. I've cleaned the microwave before. What's wrong with you? Common sense. That's a brief thing on her. She was just crazy. And as I said, the other two guys, they were fine. Yeah. I hope that's in enough detail for you. Roommates from hell.